Auto retailer AutoNation is also just out with its quarterly earnings. Profit there coming to $5.12 a share. That trounced the consensus estimate of $4.20. Revenue also beating the street's forecast. And joining us right now is AutoNation's Chief Executive Officer, Mike Jackson. Mike, it's a pretty good time to be a car salesman, isn't it?
Becky, good morning. Good to see you. Yes, I would say so. Revenue up 18% to $6.4 billion, driven by our strategy of that when production was restricted, we moved aggressively into the acquisition of pre-owned cars, and our pre-owned revenue, in order to give our customers more choices, was up 50% in the quarter. And of course, we've taken appropriate pricing action around new vehicles. And we have a very optimistic view of auto retail, and so have aggressively repurchased our shares. I think it's a very good investment. We repurchased 11% of the outstanding shares just in the third quarter. And if I look over the past year, that's a 27% repurchase of outstanding shares. So 115% increase in earnings per share year over year to $5.12.
So, Mike, let's talk about this, because the hardship has got to be getting enough product to get it in to meet the demand, I would guess, at this point. Is that what you run into? And how do you get around that and still come out with great numbers?
Exactly. That has been the dilemma and the challenge. And, you know, in life, you have to accept what you can't change and then look at the opportunities you have. And that's clearly what AutoNation has done in a spectacular way that has led, imagine, to 6 consecutive all-time record quarters. And it shows the adaptability and the viability of our business model, the fact that we've built a strong brand, a great customer experience, a digital platform. So again, the key components, look, we aggressively acquired pre-owned the minutes that the factories shut down, realizing our customers would be willing to buy nearly new because the demand for automobiles increased significantly already in April 2020. You know, the American spirit of independence and deciding where they want to go, when they want to go, they was a key component of how to get through this pandemic and decide who's in the vehicle with them. So we embraced that. And if you look at our performance of 6 straight all-time records, I think our strategy is performing extremely well.
You were smarter than the car manufacturers on that point, because a lot of them were ready to kind of say, no, we're not going to take additional supplies coming in. That's part of the reason that we've seen the supply crunch, although at this point, there's kind of no around this. It looks like a problem that's going to last out to next year. How do you continue to perform when you're not going to be able to go back to the same playbook? It's going to be a little tougher this time around.
Well, absolutely, we'll have the same playbook, Becky. But I would also say, in fairness to the manufacturers, look, the entire global supply chain for automotive shut down in the spring of 2020. And restarting it is a colossal, epic undertaking. And then you had significant disruptions of chip manufacturing. There was a fire at a key chip plant in Japan that significantly impacted automotive. So really, the manufacturers have tried to move heaven and earth to get production back to just trend. But imagine, here we are now in the fourth quarter of 21, and it's still not back. And I think we're really into next year until production is back at trend. But in the meantime, pent-up demand is being rolled and building, not decreasing. We have a lot of customers who tell us, look, I'll pay this price now. Other customers say, okay, I'll take pre-owned. But we have many, many customers who say, look, I'm going to get something next year. And so when production does get back to a more normal level, I don't see that going into inventory. We are pre-selling what's being scheduled to produce, and they're coming in and going right out. So the idea that we're going to have significant inventories, well, I don't know when that happens.